there, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and for those of you who are new here, my name's Amy. I'm a full-time reseller primarily on the Poshmark app, and today I'll be doing a ship with me video. You guys have really seemed to be enjoying these videos. I have fun doing them, and I think they're helpful for people to learn and see what is actually selling right now on Poshmark and the kind of prices that you can realistically get. So let's get started. It was a pretty good weekend. These are sales from Saturday afternoon, Sunday, and this sold this morning, Monday morning. So this is a Brahmin bag. I recently picked this up at the Goodwill for an amazing price. It comes with a long strap, and I listed this for $129. It does have some wear to the handles, so I reduced the price a little bit because this retailed for over $300, and a buyer offered me $95 for it, which I thought was fair. I had only paid $6.50 for this at the Goodwill, so that was pretty exciting, and I just listed it last week actually, so it was also a quick flip. I am going to wrap it up in one of these plastic garment bags. Now, I picked these up at an estate sale last summer, and I cut like 1,000 of them in a roll for $5. These are the long plastic garment bags like dry cleaners use. So I would suspect that you could find something similar on Amazon. And what I do, so they're super long, I just fold them in half and cut them in half to reduce waste. And then I just use them to wrap up my items to keep them safe. So they work pretty great, and I haven't had any negative feedback. So I think that's great. So like I said, the purse sold for $95. I paid $6.50. So after Poshmark fees and my cost of goods, my net profit was $69.50. I loved having high profits like that. Now this bag was a little bit too big to fit even in the large box number 7. So I made a Franken box, and what I do is I just use 2 of the same boxes and I nestle them together, and I leave 2 flaps from the outside box, or the lower box on the outside, and then 2 flaps from the upper box on the outside. So it's kind of like a puzzle piece. Then I tape the seams so they don't get caught on the conveyor belts at the post office. I've done this multiple times, and as long as it's under 5 pounds, you shouldn't have any problem. So I'll go ahead and put that in there. The next item is this pair of Cherish sandals. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you may have watched the video, how to clean leather and suede. I picked these up at the bins, and they were quite dirty. And I tried out some different leather cleaning products to fix them up, and they came out really nice. So I was pretty excited that I was able to save these because everyone else had passed them up because they had really dark, almost black marks on the back. So I listed these for $59, and a buyer offered me $45. Because we're kind of approaching the end of summer, I felt like that was a pretty fair price. And while these did clean up quite nicely, they are not perfect. They do still have some wear and marks on them. I had paid just $2, about $2 for these at the Goodwill bins. So that made my net profit $34. I'm happy about that, and I'm happy I saved these from the landfill by putting in a little bit of elbow grease to get them cleaned up because otherwise they were in really pretty good condition. It didn't look like anybody had worn them that much. I'm going to use the medium flat rate box for these. Okay, the next item that sold is another pair of boots. Now, I've never picked up this brand before, but I was at a yard sale, and again, this is another video I made, epic yard sale haul. If you haven't checked that out, you should watch it. But I was just grabbing all the shoes and throwing them into my bag, and I didn't even look at the brand on these. I just picked them up because of style. They are by gentle soles from Kenneth Cole. But when you feel them and touch them, they're really nice quality leather, and this is sheepskin Sherpa lining. So I'm glad I picked them up. I listed them for $69, and they had been listed for a little while, maybe a month or two. And a buyer offered me $55. I wasn't surprised that they didn't sell right away because I listed them in the middle of summer, basically, and they're winter boots. But I thought the $55 was a great offer, so I decided to accept it. My average cost of goods from that haul was $6.50 per item. So after Poshmark fees and my cost of goods, that made my net profit $37.50. I am very happy with that. I'm always happy when I can make more than $20 on an item. Of course, I always want to have big profits, but it doesn't always work out that way. And, you know, when I can make $35, $40 on a single item, I think that's wonderful. Okay, so for this, I actually ran out of the medium flat rate boxes, but I had one of these regional rate B boxes. And my post office had accidentally ordered these. And so they're like, hey, can you really use any box, priority box with Poshmark? And I said, yeah, that's what they tell me. And so they gave me a couple stacks of these. And I've used them quite a few times without, sorry, I'm worried about my hair. Shouldn't be. I've used them quite a few times without incident. So you should be fine using them. And they're just a little bit bigger than the medium flat rate box. Okay, the next item is this semi-vintage Ralph Lauren kind of denim pea coat. And I picked this up because it was Ralph Lauren Country. So I don't typically pick up like Lauren by Ralph Lauren, but if it's one of the other labels like the Ralph Lauren Rugby or like with the big pony or one of just kind of the different lines, sometimes I will pick them up because they have a following. So I did pay up for this a little bit. I paid $6 for it, and I had it listed for $59. That was just kind of a shot in the dark, and it had been listed for quite a while. So when this buyer offered me $40, I thought, okay, that sounds good to me. I went ahead and accepted that. Like I said, I paid $6 for it, so that made my net profit $26. I like to pick up unique items just because, sorry, I'm kind of struggling here, just because I like to have different things in my closet that not everyone has. So this fit the bill in my opinion. I'm using a medium flat rate box for this. Okay, the next item is this vintage Western bolo tie. Now I do like to pick up bolo ties for the right price. If they're real sterling silver or like Native American made, I'll pay a little bit higher price for them. But if they're just kind of a basic bolo tie with plain metal tips, I don't like to pay more than $2 for them. So sometimes I'll pick them up at estate sales and yard sales. This one I paid $1 for. And it has kind of a fossil stone pendant on it. So I listed it a little bit higher for $39. And the buyer offered me $30. I thought that was pretty fair. So I went ahead and accepted. So that made my net profit $23. Typically for bolo ties, they sell in the $15 to $40 range if they're not sterling silver or have, precious stones on them. So that's why I like to keep my cost of goods really low. All right, and then I have been working hard to kind of try and diversify because Poshmark has been a little unpredictable for me lately. I'll have some really great days, and then I'll have no sales for a couple of days, and then I'll have really great days. So I started listing more on Cherish, which is another platform that I like to sell on. And I have been listing all of my barware that I have had on display in my shop and have accumulated. So I listed a set of 8 of these glasses. These are by Dorothy Thorpe. And there's a lot of glasses that are inspired by her, but the genuine ones have a sterling silver rim. And you can tell that it's sterling silver because it will tarnish over time. I listed these for $159 for the set of 8, and someone bought them full price. They'd only been listed about a week, so that is awesome. I had paid $15 for the set of 8 at an estate sale. Cherish charges a 20% commission, and so that made my net profit $114.20. Love that. Love having big profits like that. Now, these are going to take me a little bit of time to package up safely, and I plan on in the future doing a dedicated video with tips on how to package and ship breakable items. So look forward to seeing that. So I will be back in a couple of days to share what else I ship out this week, and I hope it's more good stuff. So I will see you then. Hello, it's a couple days later and I'm back to ship out my sales from the last about 48 hours. So the first item that sold is another pretty exciting hard good, and this sold on Cherish. I have been focusing on listing more items there, and I'm starting to get results, which is great. So this is a vintage Viking Glass ashtray, and it's actually for cigars. It has the larger divots, whatever you want to call them. And as I was listing this, I did I think I did a Google Lens search to see if I could find any similar, because at the time I didn't know it was Viking Glass, and I kind of wanted to look up comps, and I found a comp for over $200, which I was pretty surprised about an ashtray. So I listed it for $229, and yesterday I got an offer for $187. Can't believe it for an ashtray. I hit that accept button super quick because I had only paid $4 for this at an estate sale. And to be honest, I almost didn't pick it up because, you know, ashtrays can be hit or miss, but boy, am I glad that I did. So Poshmark takes a 20% commission, so that made my net profit $145.60 for one item. Oh, I just love having high profits like that. It just makes my life easier. And this is going to an interior designer in Chicago. So that just always makes me happy. I think it's cool when things go to interior designers. I'm going to set that to the side and package it up off camera. So if you are enjoying my videos, I would greatly appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below, even if it's with a heart emoji. All of those things really help my channel out. They help boost my placement in the YouTube algorithm, which suggests my videos to more people and just helps my video or my channel grow, and it encourages me. So I would greatly appreciate it if you do all of those things. The next item that sold is this vintage Dooney and Burke handbag. Now, I picked this up not too long ago. It's been listed about a week, and I listed it for $89 because this is a rare style. I hadn't seen this small crossbody style before, and it's in really beautiful vintage condition. It's not perfect, but very little flaws. I don't typically like to pay up for Dooney and Burke because you don't typically get high prices unless it is a rare style. So like I said, I listed this for $89 and a buyer offered me $65. I was kind of hoping to get a little bit more for it, but then I remembered that oftentimes these don't sell for prices like that. So I decided to accept the $65. I'm going to wrap this in paper too, just to give it another little element of protection. I had picked this up at the Goodwill and I paid about $12 for it. It was marked $12.99, but I had a 10% off coupon. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my net profit $40. I think that's great. As I've said before, I aim to make at least $20 profit per item, but when I can make more than that, that is awesome. So when I'm picking up Dooney and Burke, typically I try and stay under about $5 for my cost of goods. But like I said, I knew that this was a more rare style because I've been buying and selling these vintage Dooney bags for years and years. And I had never seen this style before. Some of the colors, certain colors like red and like vibrant blue are more rare. But typically for just a black kind of run-of-the-mill Dooney and Burke bag, you know, I'm gonna get in the $35 to $65 range, just depending on the style. Okay, so I kind of double wrapped that, and I'm gonna put this in a medium flat rate box, and I'm gonna add a little padding so that it doesn't bounce around. So did I say my net profit was $40? Just in case I didn't, I will repeat that. Okay, the next item is this pair of Dr. Scholl's clogs. They have a wooden base, and I was kind of experimenting with these because I see them quite frequently, and I had saw another YouTuber, I think, talk about these clogs having a good resale value. Now these ones are, I don't know if you can see that label and the bottom. These ones are the remakes. So because they were popular, Dr. Scholl's recently came out with a reproduction of these vintage clogs. And they were sold at places like Nordstrom and Anthropologie. So I came across some vintage ones and this one pair of new ones, and I was kind of testing them out to see how well they would do. And I paid $4 for each pair. This pair I had listed for $49, I think, and I sent out 20% off offers with discounted shipping. So I sent out an offer for $36 and a buyer accepted. The vintage ones also sold in this $30 to $40 range. So they sold quicker though. These took a few months to sell actually. So I think I probably would pick them up again for, you know, at the bins or for under $5. I think I'd be more inclined to pick up the vintage ones as opposed to the newer ones. But after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my net profit $23.08. So that's you know, that's just, you know, a just fine profit on those. So I'm not going to complain. Okay, and the next item is this vintage necklace with this mother of pearl bird and other mother of pearl beads, and then these silver, what do they call these? I can't think of what they call them, but this has kind of a Southwest Native American style to it. And I'm always really drawn to these necklaces, but they never end up selling for what I think they should. So I had this one listed for $49, but I'd had it listed for quite some time, and I sent out those 20% off offers to likers, and someone counter offered with $25, which was definitely less than I wanted to get. But I realized that just because I like it doesn't mean that it's worth more money. And that's kind of the price range that I typically get for these. So I just decided to go ahead and accept it and move it out. You know, I realized that I'm not gonna wear it. And if somebody, it's only worth what somebody is willing to pay. I don't think that's long enough. I had paid $3 for this at an estate sale, so that made my net profit $17. Not too bad for an item that doesn't take up much space and is easy to list and ship. I normally use the padded flat rate envelope for my jewelry, but this seems a little bit more delicate, so I'm going to use the small flat rate box for that. So that is it for this week. It's kind of a shorter video because we are heading out of town again for a long weekend. We're going to go camping, visit a little town called Joseph, Oregon, and have lunch. Hopefully I'll get to hit up some thrift stores. I'm going to look it up. I'm not sure if there is many there or not, but thanks so much for watching. And again, if you're enjoying my videos, I would so appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below. Okay, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.